Salakia. Revelations 12 and 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with her for the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of our power and have the testimony of Yahweh Hamashiach. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel that rule well, and shalom to the Akim, Akwathium, and the speckled bird listening and learning, shalom. Revelations 12 and 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of our power and have the testimony of Hamashiach Yahushua. So we know that this truth has been being taught for a long time, okay? Some 40 plus years. The new covenant was presented maybe a year or two after the COVID shutdown. And since these damn devils have been going crazy, okay? And what is taking place right now? We're going to get into, I don't have the article, I believe I do, but I didn't want to bring that out because I wanted to get into the booklet that I have explaining exactly what's taking place, the financial collapse, ICE, and how King Alfred program became Rex 84, Readiness Exercise 84, where they start talking about not only rounding up blacks during uprising, but also the Latinos, okay, and Native American Indians. And that, my friends, has begun, okay? So we are actually in Jacob's trouble right now, and we are in the beginning stages of it. This is Readiness Exercise 84, which goes back to the King Alfred program, okay? If you are not in a new covenant, okay? Let me read the end of this, okay? The remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of our power and have the testimony, okay? They're coming after the men that have the testimony of Hamashiach Yahushua, the men that have been teaching the new covenant, okay? This is who they're going to try to get their hands on. They're going to start fucking with everybody else, okay? And I had I had a thought, and this came in the spirit about how there was something that popped in my mind about when the police were coming to my camp, and how they weren't able to move me, okay? They weren't actually able, they could move me from in front of the building, but I could have walked a couple feet and stood on the curbside, okay? So they actually weren't able to move me. I was just being a gentleman about the situation and moved down the street, so I didn't have to deal with that fucking weird ass nigga. But this is the protection. This is and not being afraid when they came up. You know, the other brother said, "Man, so we got moving." I said, "We ain't going no fucking where. We ain't going nowhere." Okay. So these Edomites are getting ready to come full force at the children of Israel. But we that are in the new covenant, that kept the commandments of our power and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, will not have to worry about this, man. Okay? All right? All right? So the dragon was wroth. And let me get that word, okay? All right, to provoke, to arouse to anger. That's what they are trying to get these Negroes out onto the streets, okay? So they can start burning, looting, throwing bottles at the cops, maybe shooting, doing other kind of dumbass shit, fight, so that they can say, all right, martial law, because that's the pretext, okay, to our annihilation. All right, to get us to react. All right, to arouse us to anger, to be provoked to anger, be angry with, be wroth. Okay, all right. So the devil has come down with great wrath, knowing he has a short time. This is what they're doing. They're trying to get us to react to what they're doing. All right. Let me grab this, and then I'm going to read a little bit. Thessalonians, First Thessalonians 5:21. Okay, so I'm going to read the devil in the details, and then I'm going to come back to some scriptures. Okay, matter of fact, I'll read this. All right, the devil in the details, and an in-depth, extensive, exhaustive probe and inquiry into the fundamental manner by which Esau society is ruled, regulated, and run. Expose the devil for who he is. First Thessalonians 5:21. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Okay, so we have to prove that he is the seed of Esau Edom. He is the serpent that was in the garden. He's the seed line of the serpent that was in the garden. If you go to Genesis, is that 3, I think, of 14 and 15? Okay. All right. His seed will have, the serpent seed will have enmity, hatred, okay, with the woman's seed. And what did I just get done reading? That the serpent or the devil or the dragon, okay, all right, the seed line of Esau, Edom, was wroth with the woman's, the remnant of the woman's seed, man. Okay, they're being exposed. That's what I just said. Prove all things and hold fast. So they have been exposed by these men that are out on the highways and hedges teaching, man. Okay, and like we always say, we've been teaching the new covenant. Okay, and now what's happened? These men have been exposed. Okay, the so-called white man has been exposed. The false prophets have been exposed. Okay, because they have denied the new covenant. They have denied, and I just read in Revelation 15. Okay, the commandment of our power, and they have not the testimony of a Mashiach Yahweh Shai, which is the new covenant. Okay, so but we have proven that. It said, "Prove all things and hold fast that which is good," and the new covenant is good, man. Okay, all right. So in particular, we will ascertain and establish the fact that America is an ungodly, wicked kingdom under the influence, power, and control of Satan by focusing attention to specific principles, legislation that America upholds by means of thoroughly analyzing how the basis upon which the elites govern their society in contrast to the laws, statutes, and commandments, okay, of the Holy Bible, of the scriptures. We will reveal the devil in the details. First and foremost, let us focus on the money. After all, the power of the elites lie in their monopoly of the financial institutions and international banks. Banker Meyer Amschel Rothschild was quoted as saying, "Let me issue and control a nation's money, and I care not who makes the laws." That's the sentiment of the elites. In actuality, this theory was the maxim motto and ideology of the Rothschild banking family. Nathan Rothschild once said, I care not what puppet is placed on the throne." Donald Trump. Yeah. What puppet is placed on the throne of England to rule the empire? The man who controls Britain's money supply controls the British Empire. So they control the money, the system. Okay? So what is their end goal? Their end goal is to have everybody, Revelation 13 and 16. They shall cause, these people, the elite shall cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. This system. We've heard men now are saying the New World Order. This is the beginning stages of the New World Order. Okay, the destruction of the children of Israel. Okay, all right, the annihilation of the children of Israel. If you go into Psalms, the 83rd chapter, that talks about that. Okay, they keep telling you we're going to go to war with China, we're going to go to war with Russia, we're going to go. These they have a chess game going on right now. Okay, and the chess game is who's going to be the king at the end of the day, who's going to be ruling over the new world order. Okay, everybody's saying we don't want America ruling over the new world order. We're going to help you establish it, but we don't want you motherfuckers in charge. Okay, and that's going to bring all the nations against America because they're trying to be in charge of the whole fucking planet after they get everybody chipped. Okay, all right, pay attention. This shit's going to get good. All right. In actuality, this theory was Maximoto and ideology of the Rothschild banking family. Nathan Rothschild once said, "I care not what puppet is in place is placed on the throne of England." Okay, that corresponds also with America. Okay, and any of those other Edomite nations. Okay, that have a Federal Reserve Bank. Okay, that deal with U.S. currency. All right. All right, by controlling the finances, Esau has gained an advantage over Jacob. Okay, and it is written, let's get it. Money is a defense. Ecclesiastes 7:12. Let me grab that. God damn it, move. Gotta use my left hand here. All right, okay, Ecclesiastes 7:12. All right, for wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge, understanding the scriptures and the new covenant, okay, is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. Okay, so money is a defense. So Esau has used this money, all right, and one of the curses in Deuteronomy 28th chapter 15 to 68 says that we will go to him for one of all things. Okay, got to get up and go get a job. You got to go to his grocery stores. And I was telling some people, I was I was telling some, I was I deliver groceries, frozen food, and I was in a grocery store, and the one guy was, he was pretty pissed off about something that had happened, and about his money, his money and shit. And I told him, I said, listen, let me explain something to you. I said, you come to work for Giant, okay? Giant has the stockholders, are the owners, are the chairs, okay? Anybody that sits in around that big ass table that has a stock in Giant has stock in other things, right? So you come to work and you take your check and you buy other products. Those people that are sitting at that round table are getting their money back from you. Okay, that's how it works, man. You're working. It's a big ass. It's a big ass. I can't think of the word, but you get up and go to work. You go out. You got to buy a new phone. You got to buy a towel. You got to buy a coat. You got to buy some new boots. Okay. You got to buy a TV. You got to buy things. Things need replaced. You got to buy food. Okay. These people that own stock in certain companies and corporations that sell food, electronics, yada yada yada. Okay, they have stock. They have money invested in the stock market, man, and they're getting their money right back from you. They're becoming richer, and you're still working your ass off for nothing. But for junk that breaks the fuck down, that has to be replaced. Okay, food that is necessary. All right, forgive me. All right, for this reason, during the 1900s, Edom bombed, okay, because this money, they seen let me finish reading it. All right, for this reason, during the early 1900s, Edom bombed and burned Black Wall Street, along with dozens and dozens of other black cities and towns because they saw that they were self-sufficient. Okay, these cities and towns were self-sufficient, and black people were thriving. Okay, with the U.S. currency. So these white people became angry and they went and destroyed these places. A lot of these places are lakes now, like Lake Lanier. Okay, a lot of these lakes where these Edomites go with their motorboats and pontoons. You know, they got beach houses and shit. Okay, at the lake, they got lake houses. You see? And a lot of them drown in these lakes because the spirits of the ancestors be dragging their funky asses down. Oh, and good riddance. Okay, but that's what they did. They destroyed that because they knew that if they allowed blacks to get to a certain point, then they can probably say, okay, well, we need to create some sort of protective force because now we have some cities. We have to protect our cities, you know? And the white people went in and burnt everything down. Okay? They didn't want them to have that money to create a defense. All right? So like I said, money is a defense. All right? The label given to the affluent Negro business districts, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Durham, North Carolina, in 1913, Congress passed the Federal Reserve Act. Okay? All right, the Federal Reserve Act initially authorizing the Rothschilds Federal Reserve System as the central bank of the U.S. and certifying the Federal Reserve note, commonly known as the U.S. dollar, okay, as legal tender. All right, so when you start, remember the time when Gaddafi was going to give Louis Farrakhan $1 billion, okay, and the U.S. blocked it. You see how wicked Esau is? Another nation wanted to give this brother $1 billion to build, let's say, another Black Wall Street here in America. And what did Esau do? He blocked it. Nah, you ain't giving that nigga no fucking $1 billion. You see? This is how Esau is. This is what he does with his finances. Just like he's going to use the lack of the money because he knows now he has to collapse his system. We have to collapse this system. We have to come up with a completely new system. That's why Revelations 13 and 16 talks about the RFID microchip. They shall cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Let me see this real quick, Salakia, y'all. Okay, that's not what I was looking for, but them motherfuckers is late. Salakia. So they have to collapse their own system we need to create another system so we can collapse the old one and then we can have this new digital system. Okay, and when the digital system comes in, they'll have to take it. Otherwise, they can't buy or sell. They can't move into a home. They can't purchase a car. They can't go to work. Okay? And when they do these things, what they do is they turn around like they did when they freed us from slavery. They made homelessness a fucking crime. So if they caught you homeless, they could lock you up, put you on a chain gang, and have you motherfucking digging up potatoes. This is Esau. This is the devil in the details, man. This nigga is a fucking savage, and he's been exposed. So now he's wroth with the seed of the woman, man. Go back to Genesis, the 3rd chapter. The serpent seed is going to have enmity meaning hatred, toward the woman's seed. Okay, the dragon was wroth with the seed of the remnant of the seed of the woman, man. Okay, that's what's taking place right now. They've been exposed by these people that are teaching the Holy Scriptures correctly. Okay, all right. Let me grab this real quick. All right. Yep, that's it. All right. Searching the scriptures, we find that creation of the Federal Reserve is a violation of economic law of the Most High. But let me read this quick. Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Okay, so we know that we have to deal with this devil. Okay, but we know that the scriptures also have uh, uh, the scriptures also talk about the salvation. They're not only talking about the wicked. Okay, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, Job 9:24. All right, and their system is wicked, and that they're going to try to set up that system to enslave, digitally enslave all of Israel, along with the rest of the people on the planet. Okay, well, yes, we know that, but what we have to understand is through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Okay, so we have hope in what? All right, I just read it in Revelation, the 15th chapter. Those that kept the commandments of our power, Yahweh, okay, and have the testimony. The testimony is the teaching of the new covenant of a Mashiach Yahweh Shai, okay. All right, an example of just weights. Salaki, let me go back up. And that currency is an unjust weight. Okay, there's nothing backing it. No gold, no silver, no nothing. Okay, it's just an IOU paper. All right. Examples of a just weight according to the Holy Bible are gold and silver, like I just said. As a matter of fact, the Hebrew word for money is kasap. Okay, and the same Hebrew word meaning silver are kasap. All right. Other examples of real money in the scriptures are cattle, land. Okay, our forefather Job was regarded as and considered wealthy on the account of his substance, and that he owned sheep, camel, oxen, asses, etc. Okay, Job 1:3. All right. His substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she asses and very great household. So that this man was the greatest of all the men of the East. So Job was rich as hell. At the time, back then, he would make Donald Trump look like a homeless person. He would make the Rothschilds look like a homeless person. Okay? Look at Mansa Musa. All right? I don't know. He may be an Israelite. Okay? He may have been an Israelite. I believe so. But they said he was the richest man ever. Make the Rothschilds look homeless. Okay? Because of his substance. Not because of fucking a piece of paper that's stacked up and on a digital, on a computer, it says you have this amount of money. If you don't have that in gold, silver, cattle, land, okay, then you're broke as hell, man. You know, even though the Rothschilds sit on a big ass stacks of gold and shit in a basement, we're gonna get all of that shit back. That's gonna be substance. Okay, we're gonna have horses, we're gonna have sheep, we're gonna have cattle, okay, we're gonna have camels. I might have some giraffe running around around my house, okay, because I did promise the brother Yahweh the Maccabees I was gonna make him a big ass giraffe steak because we can eat giraffe. Okay, they got a split hoof and they eat the cud. They eat grass. They eat leaves off the tree. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna have all the brothers that are teaching the new covenant. They coming to my fucking house and we gonna fuck that giraffe up. Okay. All right. Because that's substance, man. All right. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. All right. Salakia. Gold, silver, precious gemstones. Okay. Property, tangible assets, and items of value are examples of real money and currency. The U.S. dollar is being devalued and exemplifies a perfect illustration of uncertain riches. 1 Timothy 6 and 17. Okie dokie, kids. All right. Charge them that are rich in this world that they may that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches. Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron, okay, all of these superstars, all these people with all this money right now, man. What's going to happen when the economy collapses? What did I just say about Revelation 13 and 16? He shall cause all, both rich and poor, free and bond. Okay, so the rich in this society, okay, that aren't don't have elite status, okay. If you're not a part of those 13 families, and then those 13 families are going to have a circle, okay. This one family is going to have a circle of people that are going to just do their bidding. They may not have to take the RFID microchip, okay, because they're going to be on the inside looking out. That we don't have to take it, they don't have to take it, but these people, once you start going out further and further, they got to take it. And these people that think that they're going, like Jay-Z, he's hangs out with them rich ass people. He hangs out with billionaires. He does. But at the end of the day, he's going to have to take that fucking RFID microchip. Okay? Because he's an Israelite. All right? You see? So charge them that are rich in this world that they be not high-minded. All of these top celebrities, high-minded. Okay? Nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power. So we have to trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Okay? Those that try to save their life shall lose it. And those that are willing to lose their life for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua's sake shall save it. Okay? So we don't give a shit about this money right now. All right? We understand what's going on. You know? I used to tell when I was downtown teaching with the other brother, I used to say it a lot. They could come and offer me $1 billion fucking dollars. They could, hey man, it's $1 billion check. You know? 2 fucking briefcases full of money. $50 million. Here's $50 million. Take it home with you. I tell them, stick that shit up their ass, man. What am I supposed to do with this? You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. All right? Who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. The Most High gives us what we need, man. Okay? And we can enjoy the little bit that we have, man. Regardless of what it is. Because we understand at where we're at right now in this thing, we understand that there is a whole lot of better things that are coming for us, man. You know? Why risk our salvation, man, for something that doesn't have value? You see? Okie dokie. Not to mention, the dollar bill itself is full of satanic symbolism. For one thing, it incorporates and integrates heathenistic pagan gods using symbolic imagery, notably the Egyptian eye of Horus atop the pyramid, known as the all-seeing eye, and the owl of Moloch, an Ammonite god. The symbol of the dollar, the dollar bill, known as the caduceus, originates from the staff of Cain of Hermes, the Greek god of bankers, thieves, and tricksters. Okay, so that thing with the line, okay, that's where that comes from. Okay, that S with the lines through it, known as the caduceus, originates from the staff or cane of Hermes. Okay, the Greek god of bankers, thieves, and tricksters. Bankers, thieves, and tricksters. Okay, So that symbol that's on their money is a symbol of thievery, man, and trickery. Okay, that's why that dollar bill ain't worth shit, man. Okay, it's not worth a damn thing. With this in mind, Israel should have abhor. Okay, now we got to get up and go to work every day in this fucking world that we're living in right now. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, they're gonna start mass layoffs. They're not gonna. Nothing's gonna be open. Nobody's gonna be working. Okay, they're gonna cause something to take place where the economy's gonna collapse. Okay, they're gonna start that war over there in Iran. I was watching um what the fuck is his name? Off Grid Desert Farmer. He was talking about them going into Iran and how China had landed like 30 something cargo planes over there. They're bringing surface to air. Okay, they're bringing surface to air tech over there, man, for the Iranians to shoot the fuck back. They may bring some tactical nukes, man. Okay, they may have tactical nukes that they're bringing to Iran to shoot at Israel. And they said, actually, he said that Iran has a ballistic missile right now that can actually reach inside the U.S., man. You know? And they can put that on a hypersonic fucking missile, man. They could put a couple tacticals on a hypersonic missile and shoot that shit over here to the U.S. They can't shoot that shit down. I don't give a fuck what kind of Iron Dome they have over America. I don't care what kind of lasers they have in space lasers and all that. That shit ain't gonna stop them fucking hypersonic missiles, man. Okay. All right. So y'all better get ready. This shit is getting ready to get fucked up. All right. Trusting rather in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and the true riches of wisdom and knowledge. Okay. The understanding of the Holy Scriptures, and mainly the New Covenant, because that's where the salvation lies, man. Okay? There's no salvation in just knowing your history, just knowing the law, statutes, and commandments, just knowing the prophecies. Okay? Salvation lies in the New Covenant, and if you don't and ain't in it, your ass is in trouble. Okay? Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 7. Let me get my other book here, Salakia. Okay? Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 7. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. I called upon our power, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. Okay, I did not deny the new covenant. All right? I preferred her before scepters and thrones and esteemed riches, nothing in comparison of her. Okay? So I don't want to run a mega camp to get all the tithes and shit. Okay? I'd rather have a personal relationship with Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, man. Okay? And get up and work my ass off. I would rather have the understanding of the new covenant than to run a mega camp. Okay? To try to get all the tithes so I can sit on my ass all day and not do shit. You know? I really am glad that I chose to stay, to Salakia to the brother that had to step off because he said it wasn't going to be down with the new covenant. Salakia to that. But at the end of the day, man, salvation. So I went into this that narrow path. Matter of fact, I was going to do that today. The title was The Narrow Path, man. That only one man, okay, deep water on one side and the fire on the other, and only one man can go down. And yo, we gotta make our election and calling sure, man. We can't be worried about we of course we love and care about the other people out there, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to the understanding of the Holy Scriptures, man, we gotta what is that scripture always? And I was just thinking about it the other day. Okay, we have to be fully persuaded in our own mind, okay, of what the truth is, man. Okay, The scriptures say be fully persuaded in your own mind. Okay? Not let another man tell you what the truth is. You get into the scriptures, and that's what let me read it again. Wisdom of Solomon 7:7. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. Okay? Lord, it's just the truth, Lord. These brothers is teaching the new covenant. Everybody's saying it's crazy, it's bugged out, they assholes, they got demons. You know? Lord, please. And then I sat down and I did a video, and the video came out fine. And then ever since that, after the brother left, I started doing more videos, and I got more and more and more and more. Okay? So, wherefore I prayed. Okay? I made my calling and election sure. I became fully persuaded in my own mind, and understanding was given me. I called upon Yahweh, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. Okay? The Holy Spirit. That's how I can listen to Kamya Call's videos. Okay? Two Witness, Shalom Abba, Yahweh the Maccabees, you know, Bishop Melchizedek. I can listen to these brothers there, and when they teach and scriptures come out that I might not have read for a while, okay, I can hear it. When Yahweh the Maccabees, I keep saying, you gotta have a PhD, man. Sit down and listen to him, boy, sometime. I'm telling you, you gotta be quiet. You can't have no fucking music on in the background, the TV. You gotta listen to some of those, cause you know the way that he goes into the scriptures it's yeah, all right. Just telling y'all, you know, I try to do ABC for y'all, man. You know. Let me see if I got anything else. Let me check this. I can read that. Wisdom of Solomon 8:5. If riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom? Okay? That worketh all things. All right? Because without wisdom, okay, you can't get the understanding of these holy scriptures, you know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna rely on uncertain riches, which is this monetary system that's right now. Okay, just like a lot of our people, when the economy collapses, it's going to get pretty bad out here. When the solution is presented, okay, hey, listen, we got this thing we can give you. You know, you come on down here to this Walmart, come to this football stadium, come to this high school. You know, and you see people lined up out there, man. We got something for you, man. You can go get groceries, and we got some food. You know, a lot of our people are going to rely on those uncertain riches, man. And part of that uncertain riches is them offering you an RFID microchip, which they can turn the fuck off if you don't do what they tell you. Okay. And looking at some of the things that those little hat, big nose people are doing, they may have some explosives in that shit. Don't have to be that big, especially if they put it in your head. Just has to be big enough. Shit, they can put a bead. They can put a bead the size of a BB in there, and that motherfucker's gonna pop your shit, man. It's enclosed. It's like having a hand. It's like having a firecracker in an open hand. It's gonna sting like a bitch, but if you close that motherfucker, bow, there goes a finger. So you got that motherfucker right down in the side, on the top of your head or somewhere. All you gotta do is pop that bitch. You're done. You know, they might just do a mass extermination after they get so many people fucking chipped, brain chipped, hand chipped. Bow, 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 bow. What is that movie? the Kingsmen, you know, they all had a chip in their heads, and they changed the frequency when the people were inside the building sitting around a round table, and they had the damn music on. Boom! 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 Yo, Salakia, y'all. This shit is fucking hell. Yo, Esau's gonna get fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? Salakia, though. Yeah, Esau can get his ass kicked, man. All right. So as a result of Edom owning, controlling, and issuing money, the elite bankers owned Jacob. Okay. So we don't have a choice but to get up and go to work every day. There's no off-grid fucking living here for the children of Israel. All right. We are going to go to him for all things. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Okay, Proverbs 22:7. Let me grab it. Where you at? Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Okay, since the Federal Reserve System is owned by the Rothschild family, they currently rule over Jacob. Jacob being dependent on the US dollar to make a living, thereby having become a servant to the lender. It's also in Jeremiah 2:14. Let me grab it. Okay. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? And that's why a lot of our people, when this solution is presented, a lot of Israel, a lot of the children of Israel, man, are going to go and they're going to take this shit. Okay, they're going to take it because they oh yes sir boss, I'll do it. You know, they don't have rulership mentalities. Okay, and we bring that up a lot with the teaching of the new covenant. Okay, a lot of men want to be followers. Okay, that's why when I read earlier in Wisdom of Solomon, I prayed. Okay, I prayed, and the spirit of wisdom came upon me. Okay, that's why when we tell you to come out of the camps, if you're not coming out of the camps, okay, and you're a respecter of persons because, oh, they've been in this thing for 40 years. But if you read Matthew the 20th chapter, the first hour, the third hour, the sixth hour, the ninth hour, they came in, they worked in the field all day in the heat, okay? They got their knuckles burnt, they got their hands hurt, their back hurt. They've been out there all day. They've been getting in fights, arrested, pistol thrown at them, people threatening them with guns, people actually shooting at them. Okay? All right? Yeah, the Lord knows your labor. Okay? He knows that you have done those things, man. All right? But what happened when the 11th hour came in? You murmured against the good man. You was like, yo, these niggas, who the hell they think they are? Okay? Those are the men that said, I prayed to our power, and the spirit of wisdom came upon me. Those are the same men, man, that stepped out in faith. Those are the men that have rulership mentalities. Okay? All right? Which are the elite bankers, beginning with the Rothschilds, the issuance of a birth certificate. The issuance of a birth certificate serves as a receipt, the banker showing the date of delivery of their livestock. Okay? All right? Pun intended. The unlawful imposition and dispensation of the birth certificate. I ain't going to go into that. I was going to bring up that people were saying something about the Social Security card and that you can actually, there's money in the stock market that belongs to that number. That's what is being traded by the elites. That's what's being traded by the rich. Okay? Think about that shit. All right, you're worth millions, but you can't access it. And if you try, they'll come and arrest you. All right. Okay, the social security number and identification are ID, acronym, identity document. All right, made Jacob chattel and property of the elites. Numbers 1 and 49. Let me grab that. All right, Numbers 1 and 49. Only thou shalt not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of Israel. So this is what they have done. That's why they do a census every fucking year. Okay? This is why the states do census. They do a state and a federal census to find out how many of the children of Israel are actually here. Okay? But they can't really tell because we're as the sand of the sea. And we have the speckled bird amongst us. Okay? Those that look like the other nations, but are actually Israelites. All right? So these IDs made Jacob chattel property of the elites, but they're trying to make you a perpetual slave by you taking the RFID microchip. If you take it, what's going to happen? Okay, the Most High is not going to recognize you anymore. Okay, He's not going to recognize you anymore. All right. So these people will have complete control over the children of Israel. This is why, and they really want to exterminate us. Okay, they want to keep the kingdom by default. Okay. All right, they'll let the Most High will if the Most High would allow them to chip all of Israel, the Most High wouldn't recognize us, and then they can exterminate all of us. Okay, but that's why the Most High has an elect. He has a remnant of us that are going to be saved. Okay, two parts shall be taken, and the third shall be left therein. Okay, so 1/3 of Israel is going to make it out of the hell that's coming to this place. All right. Under these circumstances, it will be consequently relatively easy for the bankers to have Jacob, the children of Israel, and the population as a whole to be rounded up and forced into concentration camps. This can make it good. Okay. Because that's what's starting to take place right now. King Alfred and the Rex 84, to summarize, horses, cattle, and livestock are normally captured in the field, plantations, ranch, or farm and rounded and herded up into stalls, stables, sheds, and other compartments and enclosures in what is known normally as a rodeo in this case. And you got to understand something, okay? Horses, let me read this shit again. All right. Um, the horses, cattle, and livestock, them motherfuckers didn't have guns, and 2/3 of Israel they waiting. 2/3 of Israel, the Jacob shall be a terror unto Egypt. Esau think he just gonna go yeehaw, get into the nah, bro. It's gonna be way different than that, man. All right, the goyim are the masses. Okay, that's anybody outside of those couple circles. Remember, I told you the small circle. There's going to be a small circle, a bigger circle. Okay, anybody inside that small circle, the 13 families and their helpers, which Trump is a helper. Okay, they won't. Then they'll have those outside of that circle that may not have to take it. But anybody outside of those two inner circles are going to have to take the RFID microchip. Those are the goyim. Those are the sheep. Okay, that they're going to try to control. That's all. The whole fucking world is going to be controlled by basically 13 families and their helpers. Okay, you don't do what we tell you, we're going to turn your shit off, and then we might pop your motherfucking top off. All right. Okay. All right. So, and they likewise, as has been mentioned, will be rounded up, resuming with the analogy, the field, plantation, ranch, and farm. In the future police state of America, the cowboys are the mercenaries and FEMA troops. That's after they call for martial law, and that falls apart. Okay, because American soldiers are not going to shoot on their own fucking people. All right, they're not going to do it. That's why they're trying to start wars so they can send all their troops, okay, overseas. All right, because they're going to bring in mercenaries. All right, the cowboys are the mercenaries, okay, and FEMA troops, generally those caught in the rodeo, are killed or branded. The RFID, the Revelation 13 and 16, the latter being an act by which the wild and free officially becomes domesticated. That means when we chip your ass and we got you hook, line, and sinker, we could turn the shit off. You're gonna be like, yes, sir, boss. Okay? If you don't have the wisdom and understanding of the Holy Scriptures, okay, if you don't have that Thawah, if you ain't in the new covenant and have that Thawah, your ass is gonna get caught up in this, man. You're gonna get caught up in the rodeo. Okay? All right. All right. The latter being an act of which the wild and free officially become domesticated. Okay. Domesticated meaning the wild cattle or banker's goyim has been tamed, subdued, and made submissive, compliant, and obedient. Who will be caught? Revelations 2 and 10. Let's grab it. Who will be caught? All right. Here we go. Revelations 2 and 10. Who's going to get caught in the rodeo? All right. Who's going to become domesticated? Who is going to become compliant and obedient? All right. Revelations 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. You see? Don't take it. You got to. They're gonna kill us. If we have the Thawah, they may not even get their hands on us. If you're in the new covenant, they may not even get your hands on. A lot of men are going to have to be put to death. Okay, those men that have denied the new covenant, that are in the truth. Okay, they were faithful, but they didn't. They hid the Lord's money in a napkin. Okay. They hid that talent in a damn napkin. Okay, I'm not going to teach the new covenant. I'm listening, but I'm not, because I'm afraid of these men. What does the scripture say about being afraid of men? Oh, don't be afraid of men that can just kill the body, man. Okay, if you hide the Lord's talent in a napkin, okay, you knew His will. You're going to be beaten with many stripes. That means that your ass, you're going to get caught up in the rodeo, babe. You're going to get caught up in the rodeo, and your rite of passage is going to be you getting put to death in one of these camps. Okay? All right? Beat to death, or they may do some chemical test on you, put some new drugs in you, see what the fuck happens. You see? All right? I just take your head right off. All right? You better ask the Lord. You better ask the Lord, in your wrath, remember mercy. Okay, you better pray. If you didn't come into the new covenant, you better fucking pray. Okay, all right. Who will be caught? Okay, those that are not in the new covenant, those that do not have the Thawah, who will be branded with the mark. Okay, all right. Those that are going to take it willingly, man. All right, and when they take it willingly, what is going to happen? The Most High is going to leave their ass here. Okay, let me get that. That's Revelation 14th chapter. Yep. Revelations 14 and 10. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of our power. Okay. Matter of fact, let me jump back up. All right. To verse 9. Okay. Revelations 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice. Okay. This is who will be branded with the mark. This is those that accept the mark of the beast. Okay. Revelations 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Okay, what did I say about them putting that little bead of C4 inside of that chip they're going to put in your head or in your hand? Okay, you see? Yeah, you people are going to be, you're in for a big fucking surprise, man. All right. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of our power, Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, his righteous anger. These motherfuckers done heard my prophets out here teaching about this, and they still fucking took it. That's righteous anger to put your ass to death now, okay? And he shall be tormented with fire. He's going to leave your ass here. He's going to take the elect off the earth in the chariots, okay? And we are going to be looking through a sea of glass we're going to be standing on the floor looking down at America being bombed to powder, okay? And you're going to be here because you took that ship. That's a part of the righteous anger of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Let me read it again. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of our power, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels. Okay? Who are these men that are teaching the Bible right now? Jude 1 and 6 says the angels that left their first estate that are in these everlasting chains. We had to keep coming back. We die, come back, die, come back. Getting closer and closer to the understanding of the truth until that great day of judgment. That's the great day of judgment when the nukes come, man. All right? And in the presence of the Lamb with Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai going to be up there looking down at those that will be branded. Who will be branded with the mark? Yahweh Shai said, if you do what I command you to do, then I'm going to keep you from that great day, from the day of the hour of temptation. Okay? I'm going to keep, he said, I will keep you from the hour of temptation. Okay? I will keep you from being branded with the mark. Okay? I will keep you from being tormented with fire and brimstone. I will. Not fucking Great Millstone, ISUPK, IUIC. I am the door. I am the way. This is Yahweh Shah speaking, man. I'm telling you, this is what the scriptures say that Yahweh Shah, he's the door, man. He's the only way that you're not going to be destroyed on this side, man. I don't know why you brothers in these camps can't get that through your thick ass fucking heads, man. What's wrong with you? You know what? You didn't pray, and the spirit of wisdom did not come upon you. That's why you don't understand. Okay. All right. Period. Point blanks. All right. The devil's wrath. Our forefather David once referred to the wicked as the sword of the Most High. That's in Psalm 17 and 13. Seeing that a sword is an instrument of death, who shall frustrate or disappoint the intent and desire of the Heavenly Father? All right. Isaiah 55:11. Let me read it. Because we understand that Esau's blessing was the sword. Okay. We understand that Esau's blessing was the sword, but his father Isaac, who we know through reincarnation came back as Yahweh Shai. Okay, we know that we know from the beginning that Yahweh Shai was Adam. Okay, Adam came back as who? Isaac. Salakia. Adam came back as Isaac. Okay, Isaac came back as Melchizedek. Melchizedek as Solomon. Oh no, it was Melchizedek because Melchizedek was talking to Abraham, Salakia. So it was Adam. He came as Melchizedek, then as Isaac, okay, then as Solomon, and then as Yahweh Shai. So we know that Isaac gave Esau his blessing. And Yahweh Shai, who is Isaac, is coming to take that blessing away from him. He's coming to take the sword away from him, okay? All right, Salaki, I'm getting a little tired, man. A fucking long day. All right, but I'm going to try to, let me see how much I got left here, y'all, because, okay, all right, I'm going to stop there, that's right. All right, Salaki, y'all, I got a little bit left. Who hath resisted his will? Okay, this who is able to make war with the beast? Okay, who? That's basically what that's saying, man. Who? Let me read it again after I get this real quick. I know that ain't my wife back already. Shit. All right. Um, Seeing the sword is an instrument of death, who shall frustrate or disappoint the intent and desire of the Heavenly Father? Because the Most High, this was Yahweh Shai said, "Hey, your blessing is going to be, as Isaac, your blessing is going to be the sword. Okay, I'm gonna give you the sword as a blessing. All right, and when you're in control of the earth, that sword is going to be how you rule. All right." So now Yahweh Shai is coming to take that sword back. Okay, but it's telling you who shall the Heavenly Father has a plan, and Esau has to carry out that plan. Okay, and that is a part of that is disciplining. Okay, the children of Israel. Okay, and the brother said it earlier. The come under the rod. I will bring you under the rod. Okay, that's part of the discipline. When you start talking about a shepherd's rod, the shepherd uses it to count his sheep. Okay, he puts it out one, two, and I went into that before. But he also uses it if there's one sheep that doesn't want to get in line. He smacks him on his ass. Get your ass in line, and that's what he's using the so-called white man for right now. Okay, we're going to pass the those that don't want to come into the new covenant are going to have to pass under that part of the rod, which is correction. All right, so who shall frustrate or disappoint the intent and desire of the Heavenly Father? Okay, who has resisted His will? Romans 9:19. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted His will? Okay, who has resisted the will of the Most High? To the Esau, he doesn't want to be corrected. Okay, he heard the scriptures. He had them in his possession all of this time. He's only used them for deception. Okay, and filthy lucre's sake. All right, the pastors that the Israelite pastors also for deception and filthy lucre's sake. And then you have the first hour, the third hour, the sixth hour, and the ninth hour. Okay, what did they do? They came in and they sat in seats that did not belong to them. All right, and when the 11th hour came, they denied the covenant that was being taught by them. Okay, all right. So, all right, who hath resisted His will? So they have resisted the will of the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right, so the so-called white man was created to be the murderer and destroyer. Edom has, is, and will continue to fulfill the sole purpose of creation. Okay, to be that whooping stick, to be the hammer over the whole earth. All right, which is to play the role of the wicked, Job 9:24, as Cain, the progenitor of the Edomites, okay, because you got to know that Cain's seed line was wiped out during the flood, but what happened? His seed line came back, all right, just because Cain died, okay, when his spirit came back down into a seed line, it came back as the nation of Edom, the Edomites, all right, and the reincarnation. He was the first murderer on the earth. Okay, Genesis 4:8. He killed his brother, Abel. All right, then lied to the Most High. All right, he was a filthy, a piece of shit, man. It was through violence and the sword that the so-called white man first came into power, beginning with Alexander, the son of Philip the Macedonian. Okay, who goes back to Agag. Agag goes back to Amalek, and Amalek goes back to Esau, and Esau back to Cain, and Cain back to the serpent in the garden. Okay, all right. That dragon that was wroth with the woman. All right. Revelations, Lord, 12. Okay. Revelations 12:7. Okay. And when you go back to Genesis, the 3rd chapter, verse 14 and 15, it tells you that the serpent seed or the dragon, the devil's seed, shall have enmity with the woman's seed, man. So now that this thing is coming to a head, Okay, the devil is going to come down, or the serpent or the dragon is going to come down with great wrath, knowing that he has a short time. He's done. He's done. Okay, all right. The kingdom, through much violence, this kingdom is going to be translated from one people to another. Man, the children of Israel are getting ready to get the kingdom. Okie dokie, kids. It was through violence and the sword the so-called white man first came into power, beginning with Alexander and continuing with the conquering sword of Columbus as his kingdom draws towards its end. Okay, he has a bounds that he cannot pass. The devil plans to fiercely storm upon the people of the Lord, okay, because he knoweth he has but a short time. That's Revelations 12 and 12. The devil knows that he has a short time. He's coming down with great wrath. All right, undoubtedly, this extreme anger, rage, and fury will be displayed by the sword of the Most High, because we know that Esau is the sword of the Most High, the devil during the critical hour of martial law. Psalm 17 and 13. Let me grab that. Okay. All right. Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim HaKakodash. Again, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel that rule well, and Shalom to the Akim, Aquathium, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom. Hey, y'all, keep your heads on a swivel, man. Shit's getting ready to get real.